So today I'm going to be showing you how I make square covers for TPT. So first I'm just going to show you the square cover that I'm going to be making, and then I'll kind of go through the process of how I would make it. Again, this is just how I make it. You can do it in so many different ways. There's so many different styles, but this is how I like to do it. A lot of my square covers are very similar. If you look on my store, a lot of them have like the border and the banners and the bold title lettering. But again, there are just so many styles you can do. So for those of you who are trying to learn how to make square covers, these are just some tips and tricks that I've learned. You can see at the beginning of my store, the square covers were very simple, and then they've kind of moved forward since I've been kind of learning the PowerPoint program and finding new things on TPT that other teacher creators have made and put out. So this is a square cover that I'm going to be making. It is a board game on TPT that I made for distance learning. And then I can also show you how I make like the other square covers on here too. But this main one is super important because it does draw the customers into your product. So you're just going to open up basic PowerPoint. And then the first thing I do is always delete these boxes because to me they are kind of oddly formatted and don't work out for me. So I'll add my own text boxes later. And then all I did was click the design tab at the top, and I'm going to go to slide size. If you don't change the slide size and you leave it as a rectangle, then when you go to TPT, it's going to be formatted oddly. It might crop. It might kind of add like bars to even it out into a square. So instead of kind of making it look weird, I'm just going to make it into a square, so equal sides. So I'm going to change the width to 10 and the height to 10. I think 10 might be the max, but you can also do like 8 or 9 as well. Okay, so I changed both the height and width to 10. I'm just going to click Ensure Fit. And now we have a square. So the first thing I do is always choose the background. So let's see. I'm going to right click and click Format Background. You can always download digital paper off of TPT, which I know sounds crazy. I'm going to go to, okay. But essentially it's like paper so that you don't have to print and you can kind of just use as backgrounds for different resources. So if I just type in digital paper, there's going to be a ton that pop up. And then even if you want some for free, you can click the free filter on the sides and there's just a million. You just have to be careful when you click on them to make sure that they can be used for commercial. So this one says if used for commercial purposes, credited must be given to the store. So you could do that like in the description and then inside the product as well. So just make sure to check that you can use it commercially if you're planning on doing so. For the board game product, I'm pretty sure it was just a solid background. And then I did like different color backgrounds for each square. So the first one was pink. So let me just find a pink. I'm going to click more colors. It was a little lighter than that. It probably won't look exactly the same, but I'm going to try to get it as close as I can. Go a little lighter, a little darker. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then what I like to do next is go ahead and add the border that you see. So these little like swirlies going around the edges. So that is actually something else I got off of TPT for free. And then anytime I use it, I just put in my description like where I got the border from. And so I've made over time in my TPT folder, I make a folder called design. And then these are all the things that I use. So this one's going to be called borders. And I memorized that swirly border is number 4 because I use it so often. Then all I do is right click and copy. And I paste it right onto here. And then you just resize it to make it actually fit this 10 by 10 square. Make this smaller just because my little Wii video thing is popping up. Okay, so now that I have the border all set to go, the next thing I like to do is insert a text box to make the title. So I just went to insert shapes, text box, and then I really draw it whatever size, and I can always adjust it later. So I'm just going to right click on the border And then I always change it, the outline to be black just so it pops out really big. And I make the weight, usually like 3 or 4.5. I'm gonna do 4.5 for this one. And then make the fill white. So you can just see that like this is gonna be the title box, which needs to make sure, which means it needs to pop. And so I like to use the white against a colored background to do so. So then to type the title, which the title for this was Digital Board Game. So there's so many fun fonts on TPT. So you can use the ones in PowerPoint, but you can also download some from KG Fonts. And then you have to get the licensing for that. But she has some pretty cute ones. So I'm pretty sure this one was called KG Second Chances Solid. It shows how much I use them because I know the name. Okay, and then I called this digital board game. So let's make it the same. Again, it's probably not going to look the exact same, but I am trying my best. And then I'm just going to make it a little bigger because I want it to be like the main thing on there. How does that one look? Okay, so I put all of them on different lines. Make it a little bigger. Okay, so I think that's a good size. I'm just going to take off that white by sliding that in there. And then usually I'll tilt it a little bit just to make it kind of look cute in the corners, honestly. The only function of that. And then you can always check in this little box over here. Obviously, when I save this as a JPEG file, these corners are going to get chopped off. So I like to double check in this little preview over here that nothing that I need is getting chopped off. And maybe I can move it a little closer to save me some space. The next thing on here is screenshots from the product itself. So this is really important because when somebody's looking at your product, like they want to see what it looks like without having to click the preview. I know it doesn't seem like much work to have to click the preview, but if they can see what your product looks like right on the thumbnail itself, then that puts you in even a better spot. So I am just going to go find that. I made it quite a while ago, so let's see how good I am and how organized my files are. Okay, so I found the screenshot of the board game itself. So I just went to insert picture and then you can locate the file you want. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to see how I had it on here. So this was down, oops, not that. That was down a little bit. This was more up here. And then you can see how this kind of like overlaps each other. I want the board game to be a bit behind so that they can see the title. So I'm just going to right click and click send to back. But I want the border to be behind that. So I'm going to click the border, send to back. All right, next I had a little description on here of what the product is, and all of this information is in the description itself, but I like to include it on here again because that's the most convenient thing for the buyer, is to have it right on the thumb, and I think that when I purchase things, like I want it to be convenient as well. So because this title square already has the formatting that I want, minus a couple things, I'm just going to copy and paste it. So I did Control-C, Control-V. And then for the description, I like to make it straight. And then the only other things I do, I make it like a little smaller, and then I align it to the left. Sometimes I use bullet points, sometimes I don't. So this will kind of be like the bottom half of that, to kind of describe what your product is, what it includes, how it's going to help a teacher. If I include any like upload directions or teacher tips, I put that on here too. If you include an answer key, I would put that on here. Anything that's going to help the teacher out, I would definitely include. So let me just copy what I have. So covers, so I mentioned that this covers and reading topics. So that shows that it's versatile. Movable game pieces, interactive activities. And And I said perfect for distance learning. So I kind of provide like what you could use it for. Okay, and then I can just do some adjusting to actually make it fit well on here. I'm noticing that's getting stretched kind of far, so I am just going to make it a wee bit smaller. Okay, I'm in the center. I might move these down to fill in that space. You could add clip art. There's a lot of great clip art from TPT that you could add to kind of like fill in spaces. I find that it looks better, like not to crowd it, but to definitely like fill it in and make it look full and inviting. The only other thing I had on here was this fun border, and I did get this off of TPT, so I did not make it, but it is something that you can find for free on TPT as long as you give credit to whoever created it. So in my design folder, I just have it organized to my liking. You can do it however you want. Wait, I think it's the next one. And you'll kind of find like what things off TPT like you like. So I have like 4 different things that I use for like every single product almost. Okay. And I know it looks crazy that it's like hanging off the sides, but again, if you look over here with the preview, you can see that when it chops, like what it exactly is going to look like. And I like the way this corner looks. I might even make this background a little lighter now that I'm seeing those pinks are blending together. So I just moved the border out of the way so I could right click the background. Okay, that looks better to me. Awesome. All right, and then the other 3 are kind of to be more specific. So this one's like in general, grab the teacher buyer's attention. And then for the other 3, those are just kind of like more specific. Like the topics include this, 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 this. I talk about the answer key and upload directions and like that there's a point keeper for the game. And then obviously the preview is the exact product that they're going to get. And I do put a little like watermark over it so they cannot just download it and obtain the product. So to make the little squares, I'm just going to kind of go through one. I literally copy and paste the original and then do some adjusting. So the second one I can see had like a green background, so I'm just going to move the border out of the way. And then I'm going to do like a light green. I think it was a little more limey, but this gives you the idea. And I can just leave that border or the banner in the corner. What else did I have on here? Yeah, that banner was still there. I re-put the game board, and then I just changed the description to say like something new, like more specific. I'm going to move that, center this, make it a little smaller. Okay, so here I just talk about there's a game board with 19 different activities. So usually on the second, third, and fourth thumbnail, I don't use bullet points, just my personal preference. So I'll just say includes, use the word engaging, with 19 different engaging activities. So I've spent a lot of time on the first one typically, and then for the second, third, and fourth thumbnails, I spend a little bit less time just because I do a lot of copying and pasting because I kind of like to have a similar format for each of the thumbnails for the product. So I'll kind of give you an example. So that's that one. I'll link my TPT store in the description so you guys can kind of see like different ideas for thumbnails. But like, let me show you this one. So this is the Cinco de Mayo product that I have. And you can see that they all have the same border. They all have screenshots of the product. That banner in the corner stays the same. I just feel like it looks nice, kind of cohesive as you go through the product. This is like a reading review escape room. You can see the backgrounds are different colors, but they're still the same style. So that's what I like to include. Obviously, there's so many different things you can do with these. I'm pretty new to this, but I do enjoy doing it. It's honestly one of my favorite parts of making resources is doing the like graphics for it. So I think that's it. Oh, wait, let me show you how to download it. I'm sorry. So you can't just upload a PowerPoint file when you go to put in your product thumbnails, but you need to turn it into a JPEG. So I'm just going to go to File, Save As, and then you can go to save it wherever you would like. Name it Board Game, or just say Board Game Thumbs for thumbnails. And then once you go to this drop-down bar, you can just change it to JPEG. And then once it gets, you click save, it's going to ask you if you want to do all your slides or just one. I click all because I need them all in JPEG anyways. And then it'll make it into a nice and neat folder for you to upload each one to TPT. Let me know if you guys want other videos as far as TPT creation, and I will be sure to do that. I really enjoy making the resources and making the videos. Adios. Thank you for watching.